Alright, are we officially live? I believe that we are. Hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clear. I actually remembered to hook up the microphone today. We are on the iPad again. Again, we are on the iPad. I don't know why I haven't been streaming on my computer. It's just more convenient. It's just more convenient. Eventually we'll get back into streaming on the computer and recorded videos, but I don't know. I've been feeling the whole iPad streaming lately, so hopefully you guys don't mind. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about anxiety. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Easier said than done, I know, but we're going to be talking about why leaving your anxiety alone is the way to go. Okay? See, the thing about anxiety, panic, all that good stuff, the thing about all these things are they seek to get your attention, right? So anxiety and panic is your body's way of protecting you from real dangers. We know there's not any real dangers, but that's what anxiety and panic is there for. So when the false alarm of anxiety and panic and these symptoms is sounded, they are seeking to get your attention. They want to get you moving away from danger. They want to get you fighting danger. But we know rationally, logically, that there is no real danger. See, the problem, okay, anxiety and panic becomes a problem when we start to touch it, when we start to get involved with it, when we start to fight with it. Because what we are doing when we don't leave these things alone is we are signaling to our brain that there is indeed a real danger and we need more protection. So it's very ironic. The more we fight, the more anxiety we get, so the more we fight. And that is the never-ending cycle for most people. Now, to leave anxiety alone, okay, is an art form. It is a skill. It is something you have to practice. And when I say leave anxiety alone, I'm basically referring to acceptance. I mean, it's all the same thing. To leave anxiety alone is really the only way to overcome anxiety. When we feel the anxiety and we accept it, but we don't do anything with it. We don't run from it. We don't fight with it. We realize that it's just our body's natural protection mechanism that's a little bit out of whack, and we're just going to leave it alone. We're not going to do anything that would signal to our brain that we need more of it, right? So leaving anxiety alone is the way to overcome anxiety. And that can be hard for some people simply because it feels like you're not making any progress. It feels like you're not doing something right. It feels like you absolutely must get involved with your anxiety and panic because these symptoms can come on so strong from time to time. So it doesn't feel right to leave anxiety alone. Okay, and that's the hurdle that most people face. It doesn't feel productive to leave anxiety alone. And that's the thing that gets most people stuck up. But to leave anxiety alone is the best way to overcome anxiety. And like I said, when I say leave anxiety alone, I'm basically just referring to acceptance. Because when we leave anxiety alone, we're not trying to fight with it, we're not trying to run from it, we're not signaling to our brain that there is any real danger, because logically we know there's not. So leaving anxiety alone is the way to go. And most people get stuck up because it doesn't feel productive. But I'm telling you, it's the only real way to overcome anxiety. To stop signaling to the brain that there's danger when there's not. So next time you feel anxiety and panic symptoms, leave it alone. Remind yourself if you need to that this is just my body's natural way of trying to protect me, but I know that I don't need protected, so I'm going to leave it alone. Not only am I not going to run from it or fight with it, but mentally, I'm going to leave it alone. You know, I'm not going to get up there with these thoughts, with these negative, fearful thoughts, second fear. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to leave the entire thing alone. I'm going to let these feelings pass naturally. I'm going to let this fearful energy pass naturally. I'm going to leave it alone. And that is the best way to not agitate the situation, to not, get caught up in these feelings, to not add all this second fear. It doesn't feel like it's a choice, but anxiety and panic, when it comes right down to it, it is a choice. We add all of this second fear through bad habits, through the mental chatter that we entertain. And we have to undo those bad habits. We have to unlearn those bad habits and come to the very firm realization that at the end of the day, it's us doing it to us. There's no monster that is out to get us. I know that's what it feels like with anxiety, trust me, I know. But there's no monster that's out to get us. When these symptoms visit us, and if we're sensitized, they will visit us. When these symptoms visit us, okay, they can come in and they can go out rather quickly and painlessly if we allow them to. They only become a true problem when we don't leave them alone and we become that monster that we're so afraid of. That's us doing it to us. So leaving anxiety and panic alone, not entertaining those negative thoughts, accepting your feelings are two main keys. When we truly practice this and come to the firm realization that it's us doing it to us with all of this second fear, we realize there is nothing outside of us that's trying to attack us. We realize that there is nothing that we need to fight or struggle against. We realize that these emotions are harmless and can come, and these feelings can come, but they can leave us all the same, painlessly. And once we truly begin to understand that it's us doing it to us, we realize that there's nothing to fear. Okay? So leaving anxiety and panic alone is the only way to truly overcome anxiety and panic. And I know it doesn't feel productive. I know it feels like you must absolutely do something in order to overcome this. But that is the true trick of all of this. That is the true bluff of anxiety and panic. A false alarm that we are reacting to and that we are adding all of this second fear to. And at the end of the day, it is us doing it to us, and we need to accept responsibility for that. All right, you guys? The sooner you accept responsibility for this, the sooner you will overcome it. So, with all that being said, we've been going on for about 6 minutes now. I'm going to read some comments. My iPad does not let me scroll up all the way, but I'll try. Craig, hello. Freedom Now, hello. Hello from Sydney, Australia, hello. The best advice on anxiety, fully recovered after 6 months of acceptance, time heals. That is awesome. Hello from Miami, Florida, hello. What's up, Wonder Bro? Not a whole lot. Just hanging out today. I've been waiting to get involved in your live chats. Well, welcome. They will feel real. Your thoughts will feel real, especially if you're sensitized, because your tired nerves don't know any better. To your body, all of your negative thoughts are real. Even if you rationally and logically know they're not, your body doesn't. And that's why I preach the importance of living in the present moment, not following your negative thoughts. Because if you do, your body's just going to play off of them. And if you're sensitized, it's going to be exaggerated. Not only does following your negative thoughts not accomplish anything whatsoever, but like I said, the body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and your imagination. So there's another very good reason why not following your thoughts is one of our two main keys to heal your nerves. Let's see. I try not to dwell but get frustrated. Frustration's a very common part of this journey. I have a few videos on frustration. What was the first situation that you were terrified of facing that you faced to start the acceptance journey? When I first started, I was at my lowest, peeing in bottles. So honestly, the first situation that I ever faced when I first started acceptance was getting out of bed. That was that I was as low as you could go at that point, but here I am today. Love your words, Wonder Bro. Keep it up. Thank you. You dropped the term setback. I have to use it when I make videos, but I don't like the term setback. If you're just having a rough day, don't play it up. Don't play it up. Don't become the monster that you're trying to fight against. You know, you're creating this monster. Any tips to deal with such a strong feeling? Realize that feelings come and go. Feelings are not who we are. They are temporary. Always coming and going, right? So don't get too attached to a feeling. What are the most common mistakes with acceptance? Using acceptance like a pill, thinking that acceptance is going to immediately heal your nerves, and then you're just kind of sitting around tensed up. Your behaviors are still very fearful and negative. You're showing your brain that there's danger, but in your head you're going, I accept, I accept. You don't. You're not truly accepting unless you loosen up, relax a little bit, get on with positive activities, positive hobbies, even if you don't feel like it. Get on with life in a positive way, not following those negative thoughts. That is true acceptance. Some people curl up into a ball and tell themselves that they're accepting, but are they really? No. Hi, Chris. How are you from Toronto, Canada? Hello, David. I hope you're having an amazing day today. I hope you're having an amazing day. Hope all of you are having an amazing day today. The amount of iPad streams that we've been doing recently, it kind of reminds me of like the good old days a bit. Back before I got the computer. I don't know. It's just really convenient to pull my iPad out, plug it up, and do a stream. And I got this fancy little mic now which some companies sent me for free. Thank you for that. So at least we got good audio, and that's all that really matters. Just want to drop in and say hello. I got class in about 20 minutes. All right, Christopher. Well, I hope class doesn't bore you to death. Hope you learned something. What if I don't care about it anymore? Does that mean I accept? If you didn't care about anxiety, there would be absolutely no second fear, and you would heal like that. Okay? So if you don't care about anxiety, that's great. That is great. That is amazing. If your body shakes, let it shake. If you're dizzy, be dizzy. Continue forward. Don't entertain those negative thoughts. Those symptoms will fade. If you're sensitized, your emotions seem to be a bit stronger. At least in my experience, that is true. So just remember that. Quit the cancer sticks. Yeah, I know I need to. Hello, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I got to a point when the anxiety just got too old and annoying for me. Yeah, if you completely quit caring about anxiety, then you've won. I mean, because at that point you're no longer adding any second fear. So, how have you been, Gustavo? I've got some Hawaiian Punch here. Polar Blast. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Whew. Whew. A bit sour, but delicious. Best way to stop internal scanning is to start putting your focus and attention on the outside world. Present moment living, putting your focus and intention on something in the now. That would be a good way to step out of being so internally focused. Oh yeah, negative thoughts were there, and the best thing to do is just to get on with your day. Not adding fuel to the fire, realizing that it's just your anxiety talking, realizing that your sensitized nerves are just going to play off those thoughts if you entertain them, so you might as well not. It's not the real you. Is this possible, or could it have been those things contributing to making it worse? Honestly, I smoke like a freight train. Not as much as I used to. When I was sensitized, I smoked way more than I do now. And caffeine, I recently started drinking caffeine again. Honestly, you can be anxiety-free and still do these things. But on the same note, okay, you can be the most healthiest person in the world and have a ton of anxiety and be completely in shape and drink nothing but green smoothies all day and, you know, whatever, and still have anxiety. So what it really comes down to is it's good to be healthy. I'm not going to bash being healthy. If you want to be healthy physically, be healthy, please. That's amazing. But at the same time, you can still have anxiety and be perfectly healthy. Or you can not have anxiety and not be healthy. You know, it doesn't matter. The things that we teach here on the channel is what's really gonna make a difference for you. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with being healthy. So if you want to be healthier, it's just icing on the cake. I'm sure it'll help. Be healthier. But if you're like me and you don't want to go on a diet and you want to eat shit and smoke or whatever, drink caffeine, you can still do all those things if you'd like, and you can still be anxiety free. I only believe that with everything in me because I'm walking proof of that. Sorry, I'm responding to some messages here. No reaction when I think of anxiety. In fact, I talk about anxiety pretty much every day of my life with this channel. But, you know, due to what I've learned and the things that I've learned during this journey and how I'm feeling these days, it doesn't really matter to me. And you'll get there too. You'll be the same way. Yeah, you can definitely have symptoms and not have panic attacks, definitely. So thoughts will come with a strong force, especially when you're sensitized, and that's where acceptance comes into play. That is where acceptance comes into play. Trying not to get too distracted here. I once asked you about cigarettes aren't sensitized nerves kind of getting overclocked when you smoke. I don't know, I smoked like 5 packs a day when I was sensitized, and with acceptance I was still able to heal. So I think these things, you know, like I said, if you want to be healthy, that's amazing, and you should totally be healthy if you want to make that personal choice. If not, you can still heal all the same. Can it take longer to heal with a hard life event? Not necessarily. Like I said, if you follow the two main keys here on the channel, all of our brains work the same. So regardless of your outside circumstances, you can heal. You can heal. And that's not to say it wouldn't be easier for you to heal if you had the perfect life, but, you know, most of us do not have the perfect life. So, what state do I live in? I live in Virginia. I live in Virginia. Hello, John Boy. Hello. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to get distracted. Just sending some important messages at the moment. As far as ignoring your anxiety, we do need to acknowledge it, notice that it's there, and totally accept it, but then we can get on with our day, right? So we keep this momentum of accepting. I accept the symptoms that are there, but I'm not going to add to them mentally or with second fear. They're there, but I'm moving on with my day. That's the kind of attitude we need to have. Hello, Jay. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. My sleep's back on track. We'll see how long that lasts. You have never mentioned your tattoos. Looks like you're really into the tattoo scene. Yeah, there's a ton of videos where we talk about my tattoos. Unfortunately, there's not a specific video, though. I've not done one of those, so it'd be really hard to find those streams where I bring up my tattoos. How can I stop stress with a screaming baby? Yeah, that's difficult, isn't it? Honestly, stay present, stay accepting. You can have these thoughts that are fueling the stressful situation in your life. So you're adding all of the second fear mentally with your internal dialogue, right? And that's where a lot of the true stress comes from. But you can be in a stressful situation and stay present with it and accepting with it. And without all of this second fear and negative mental internal dialogue, a stressful situation won't be as stressful, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, you can definitely be sensitized for that long, if not longer. Really, time frames are impossible to give, and it comes down to the person. It comes down to how dedicated they are. It comes down to what they're doing, you know. So it's really impossible to give a time frame, but truly get on board today. Oh yeah, when you're occupied, your anxiety is less simply because you're not entertaining so much negative dialogue, right? But that doesn't mean you have to rush around trying to be occupied 24/7 because that's just not possible in life. So we can still learn these skills and use them even when we don't have something to occupy us. Little Dylan's doing great. Making sure I didn't miss any comments here. Sometimes I do miss comments. Please don't take it personally. Is the action still changing the mind, even though your anxious beliefs of the situation in the moment, and maybe after the situation happened, may not have changed right away? Yeah, as long as you're sticking to the two main keys, you're putting in work, right? And you're making these small little changes to the subconscious mind. You're making these small little changes to the habits that are placed in your belief system, right? So you are making progress even if it doesn't feel immediate, and most of the time it doesn't because it takes your mind some time to catch up with your new positive behaviors, with your new accepting attitude. It can take your brain some time to catch up. How do you stop the voice in your head? Oh, the $1,000,000 question. Present moment living, so we can put our focus on something in the present moment. I prefer using a sound, maybe the sound of a fan, anything around you really. We gently and, consciously put our attention on that thing, right? And thoughts can knock, but we bring our attention away from that. We accept that we can't do anything about that, but we're not going to add to it. We're not going to add second fear. We're just going to bring our attention back elsewhere gently. So it's totally normal to have ups and downs. Hello, Gamer Grade. Welcome. Was there a specific moment when I realized I was 100%? Honestly, no. Recovery is so gradual. It happens so gradually that there's not this big bells and whistles moment. It's just a gradual improvement. And you're introduced back into life as the real you, so gently. Oh yeah, feeling like nothing in life is real, very common symptoms. We call that depersonalization or derealization rather, feeling like nothing is real. Common symptoms, and basically it's just the result of a tired mind from so much obsession. It's like your mind saying, okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm forcing myself into a recovery recharge mode. It's actually like a failsafe, and it's actually very good that we have that. Waking up anxious, very common when you're sensitized. It's not something you necessarily stop. It's something that will stop as the result of recovering and healing your nerves. All these symptoms, there's not a direct fix for each particular symptom. What the end goal is that these symptoms will fade though as your nerves heal, with our two main keys: accepting your feelings with these positive behaviors and not following those negative thoughts, because the brain, the body doesn't know the difference between a negative thought and a real life threat. So if you're sensitized especially, you're going to get a reaction the more you entertain these negative ways of thinking. So when they come, we accept that they came, but it's no thanks. I'm not going to follow that. There you are. I accept you, but I'm not adding to that mentally in my own internal dialogue. I'm letting it come and go, totally accepting of it. But I'm not fueling the fire anymore. I'm going on with life with positive behaviors. I'm going on with life with a more rational outlook. Derealization is not so much a symptom of panic, which panic is our mode that we're given to fight off real threats. Derealization takes time to develop. It's more or less a symptom that comes on from so much friggin' obsession, right? So it's something we kind of oppose on ourselves. That's not to say that you can't have little funny vision, tricks of vision when you're panicky because of your heightened senses. But derealization as a whole really is just a symptom that comes on from so much obsession over time. Oh yeah, it's normal to have negative thoughts and believe they're true, but realize that it's playing off your tired nerves. It's playing off your tired nerves, which makes you feel like they're true, which makes you feel like they're so important when they're not. Awesome, Jake. I'm glad you came to that realization. Is it normal to have I'm getting better stretch then come crashing? Yeah, it's totally normal to have ups and downs during this journey. And the more you take advantage of those downs and realize that it's just a perfect time to keep retraining because the brain learns the most while you're anxious, that's the best way to look at it. That's the mindset you need to have so you're not dousing the fire with more second fear. All right, how long have we been going on? For about 30 minutes? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream here, you guys. I feel like it was a really, really good one. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for asking your questions. Thanks for being a part of this growing community. Help me grow. Share the word. Let's help as many people as we can. Don't forget to like the streams if you enjoyed them because it really helps me. And until next time, you guys, as always, boom, right there. Stay awesome.